G'day guys, and welcome back to another survival how-to video. I'm Spud from Survive at Southwest, and today I'm going to talk to you about getting some drinkable water from something like this. But before I get into that, if you do like the content on my channel, be sure to whack that subscribe button, hit like, and share my videos around. Let's get to it. Okay, so finding water in a place like this can be a little bit more difficult as it seems. I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of water behind me here, but as you can see, that water is black. It is filled with rotting leaf matter. Judging by all the game trails around here, it's used for a source of water for things like kangaroos and rabbits and birds, because I scared a few birds when I got here. So this water is just going to be filled with bacteria and parasites and things like that, things you do not want getting in your body. So in one of my previous videos, I made a filter out of a couple of bottles and filtered water out that way. But if you don't have bottles, one way you can do is do what I've done here. So what I've done is I moved up from the water line and I've dug a hole. And so what's going to happen then is that water obviously is below the ground as well. So what's going to happen there is that water, the ground's going to filter out a lot of that stuff that's in there into this hole. It's still going to need to be boiled, but it's going to be a lot cleaner than what that is there. So if you can see what I'm talking about, you can see the water running in through the side wall there. So that is probably about my wrist deep at the moment. I pre-dug the hole just because this ground's quite hard and filled with roots. It's not the cleanest water, but it's going to be a bit cleaner than that. What we're going to need to do now is when that fills up, we're going to need to let it settle. So all the heavy particulates are going to sink to the bottom, and that'll leave a bit cleaner water up top. While we're waiting for that, I'm just going to go hunt around and find something to eat. Okay, alright, so what I have behind me are bulrushes, and you can find bulrushes pretty much anywhere in Australia where there's water. A lot of this plant is edible. Everything from the flowers and stems when they're juvenile, not at the moment because this one's past flowering, but the leaves and the rhizome at the bottom, so the root base at the bottom, is all edible. So let's get one of them up. Now you are going to get wet doing this. Okay, so I didn't manage to get the rhizome out, but managed to get the leaf stalks. Now these leaf stalks, let me just get a few more off, just so I can get down to the real fresh ones. That white part is edible. Doesn't have the greatest taste to it, tastes like swamp, but it will keep you alive. So as you can see, this hole has filled up nicely. Now this water is still dirty, but there's a couple of ways I can get water out of it quicker than waiting an hour or so for it to settle. So if I waited long enough, all that sediment would settle to the bottom and I'd be left with clear water on top. It's still going to be stained a bit brown purely because of the mud that we're in. But so what we can do is we can help it along a bit. So I've got my shmug, you can use a shirt or anything like that. And I'm just going to put that over and just add an extra bit of filter on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skim water off the top. As I said, there's still bits floating around in it, so I want to get them out. And I just pour that in there and that'll filter through. Help it along a bit. This is a new shmug, so it hasn't really got to the point of absorbing water. So just skim off the top, pour it in, let it filter through. Either way, this water right here isn't going to have, it's got the sediment in it, but it's not going to have all the contaminants from the animals that use this water to drink, because they'll come down here and they urinate and defecate all around it, and that's not good to put in your bodies. So even though it's still a bit brown, if I boil that water for no less than 1 minute at a full rolling boil, that water's going to be okay to drink. Now, if you've only got one container, another way you can do it is just soak your bit of cloth in the water and just wring it out. And just keep doing that until you get the water you got. So, as I said, that water is still murky, but it's a lot cleaner than that water there. And there you have it. That's just another way of being able to get water from a water source that may be contaminated, from rotting tree matter through to being a very popular water source for animals, where they obviously do their business around it. Rain comes in, washes into it, and gets filled with like parasites and bacteria and stuff like that. Alternatively, you could use a life straw. I have one in my bag. I use it only for emergencies, just because you have to clean them out afterwards. And yeah, so that's just another way, using a life straw. Would be able to drink straight out of that, no problems at all, and they are relatively cheap to buy. Once again guys, if you do like the content that I'm putting up on my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, share, like my videos, comment. If you want to see a video in particular or want to see me do something in particular, whack it in the comment section below and I will see what I can do, see if I can make a video that you want. And I'll see you all next time.